strategic clearance operations on the 7th of May 2026 in Owerri, Ezukala, Orutugu North local government of the state. Recall that the camp was earlier destroyed by the joint security team before the confession of one Nnamdi in the Kelende Ogbonna. I'm gonna excuse my German ideal, so I'm gonna excuse my pronunciation. Nnamdi K. Delim Ogbonna, male, age 37 years, allegedly one of the top commanders of the proscribed secessionist group in the custody, as well as intelligence received over time points on how some escaped gang members were attempting to regroup. Let me explain this part. For a while now, we've been going on combined clearance operations with the military and other sister security agencies. However, as they clear, then they regroup. As they clear, then they regroup. Eventually, we caught up with some of them, basically the Nnamdi Nkedelimma, male, 27 years, 37-year-old man, and he made some certain confessions. So we keyed on those confessions and we reacted. The offensive operation led to the recovery of general purpose machine gun, what we call GPMG. That is, if you carry that one, you can finish village. That is it there, with about 2,000 rounds of live ammunition. That's spread there. 2,000 rounds of live ammunition, 2 fabricated rocket launchers with 25 propellers, 10 locally made improvised explosive devices, 1 locally made Beretta pistol, 2 pump actions, 3 hand grenades, 10 rounds of live ammunition, 1 gas cylinder, and 1 black Ecolag box. For one thing, for those of us who may not understand properly, if you see people going about your environment with gas cylinders, please raise alarm. It's part of, if you see something, say something. Gas cylinder is the most commonest item for the preparation of explosive devices. The operatives also dislodged the armed criminals and sustained operational dominance in the area to prevent any ongoing regrouping. That is the challenge we have as a command. Once you push them from this place, the ones that manage to escape will escape to another place and attempt to regroup. One, the reasons are clear. They know that if they come into town, we'll go after them because we know them. We'll go after them and pick them one by one. And 2, they are very, very most familiar with the environment. And they have lost credibility, the ability to exist in society. So if society, you people, journalists, the communities, that's why we believe in community engagement. As soon as we hear that persons are seen anyhow in any particular environment, and it is proved that these persons are fallouts of these elements, we react and we pick them up. So what they do now is they hide in certain places, group, attempt to regroup. So we are begging on the society, the community, the PGs, the local vigilante group to continue to supply us information, because whatever successes we are making as a command, part of it is proper access to information. In a similar development, Operatives of the command, acting on credible information of an arrested suspect, one Favor Izuna, aka that is also known as Njoko, aged 22, allegedly a member of a dreaded cult group known as the Vikings Confraternity, led to the recovery of one pump action, 7 live cartridges, one locally made Beretta pistol, and 5 rounds of ammunition. The suspect also confessed to be one of the executioners of the dreaded cult groups and have led as well as participated in many killings, including victims identified as Emeka Chukwuka, male, Chinelu Onyeka, female, among others in Obosi and its environs. You know, the executioner is the killer, the man who does the act of pulling the trigger, or if it is to use a knife or axe to hit or to slit the throat. He is a very powerful person among the Vikings or any other cult group, and they are very respected. First, they will test you by even telling you that do you have the capacity to rape your mother or rape your sister. If you do that, they promote you to such position. That's why we talk to parents every day. Don't hide your children, because one day you are likely to become a victim. Efforts are ongoing to arrest other fleeing gang members and dismantle the criminal network associated with the suspect. The command has also secured the remand of 5 suspects at the correctional center over various cases involving sexual offenses and child abuse in Oka. One thing there's so much child abuse by male brothers, male neighbors, because of what I had earlier mentioned. They do these things as part of empowering themselves in what they call odeshi, that if you have the power, if you can rape a 10-year-old girl, if you can do this, you can assault your mother. You know, these things are weird, you know, sad to know, but very, very weird. So we have to be very careful. When we make arrests, a lot of parents will come. My pikin not be caught. My pikin not be caught. Meanwhile, it's even a capone in the court. That is what we see. And they begin to blackmail police officers that my pikin not do anything. Meanwhile, you don't even know where your pikin sleeps. Among the suspects is a father alleged to have engaged in an unlawful sexual relationship with his biological daughter in Oko, alongside other suspects linked to child abuse and related offences. The command view crimes against children and vulnerable persons as grave violations and assures the public that all cases involving sexual abuse against children and related offences will thoroughly be investigated and diligently prosecuted in accordance with the law. In another significant breakthrough, the command arrested a female suspect, Chinozo Winners, Onya Siriku, over alleged child trafficking activities in Aguata local government area. Following this operation, police operatives successfully rescued 12 children between the ages of 1 and 20, of 7 girls, 5 boys believed to be victims of child stealing and trafficking. The children have been placed under protective care while investigations continue to uncover the network and possible collaborators connected to the criminal act. The command remains committed to protecting children and dismantling all forms of human trafficking and exploitation within the state. To this end, Anambra State Police Command reiterates its commitment to sustaining ongoing police operations against all forms of criminality and ensuring the safety and security of India Anambra. We urge residents to remain law-abiding, very important, vigilant, very important, and continue to support security agencies with credible and timely information. Without information, there's nothing we can do about. Without information, there's nothing or little we can do. We need information. And because of the nature of our job, we cannot penetrate ordinarily everywhere, every time. So we need the community to be involved in giving us information. The command also appreciates the Inspector General of Police, the Anambra State government, all sister agencies, community leaders, and the good people of Anambra State for their cooperation and partnership in the fight against crime. Together, we shall continue to strengthen security, uphold justice, and make Anambra State increasingly successful. I just got another update. They said in another operation, in a major operational breakthrough, operatives of the command successfully on the 10th of May 2026 rescued 4 kidnapped victims, including the Chief Medical Director of Crown Hospital, Upo, 3 days after the victims were abducted, following an intense tactical operation against armed kidnapping in the state. I think I need a round of applause from you. The rescue followed a fierce gun battle between police operatives and the armed criminals in their den at Orutugu. Following the operation, the operative neutralized 2 suspects and recovered 1 locally made pistol, 100 GPMG ammunition, 23 expended ammunition, and 3 vehicles, including 1 silver-colored RX Lexus belonging to one of the rescued victims, and others allegedly stolen or used by the gang members for their criminal operations. Regrettably, the command recorded 1 fatal injury to the police officer during the exchange of gunfire. The officer paid the supreme price in active service to the nation. The command honors his courage, gallantry, and dedication to duty, as well as the state government on the promise to take care of the late officer's family and hospital expenses of the 2 other injured officers currently responding to treatment. The operatives have also condoned off the building where the victims were rescued in view of the reaction of the people in the area who attempted to burn it. In fact, I am suggesting that any building of such nature that is used for kidnapping should be turned to police station or police residential houses. There is no need seizing and demolishing the under the river, because some of us don't get better accommodation. On that note, I want to thank everybody. I think there may be no need for any question. Okay. I was one big boy that found himself, from Imo, found himself here, and we got him arrested. And we turned him to Zoo. I'm talking about internal security challenges. Anambra State Command.
All right, sir. My name is David Eleke. I work for this day newspaper. This is an excellent one. And,
good will not be excellent.
Yes, it's good. Each time we get a press release from you, we see the PRO writing underneath it that the CP and the command is committed to ensuring good policing. And that gladdens the mind of people like me. And that is why I want to ask that 2 weeks ago, we saw a certain social media personality from Delta State who is named Harrison Gwamnishu, who revealed that a certain man from Oketiti who was kidnapped had his Mercedes-Benz recovered and parked right here within the compounds of the command, and later it disappeared. People like us got in touch with you and the PRO, and we were told to expect disciplinary measure or to expect good investigation as outcome of it. What's the outcome, sir? That's my question.
Because facts, they say, that vehicle was recovered in 2024. Not 2025, not 2026, 2024. That vehicle was recovered. The incident you are talking about happened some 2-3 years ago. But you know, social media, to be relevant on your page, you have to keep floating, keep some information going. For whatever reason, for whatever that officer, if I want to make him my friend, just like William is my friend, I want to make him my friend, so that when something happens, he has to get across to me. I'll give him updates, the real, original update. Not because of maybe hatred he has for police, or maybe if he see a king I followed, you know, by a photo of beer, he reach out, he upload something. That vehicle was recovered. That vehicle was brought to these premises, and that vehicle has been released to its original owner.
I have a question.
Are you okay?
Yes, very okay.
Sponsors. Most times we don't hear what happens next. And I want to know, because when we neutralize or arrest some of these boys, these sponsors, once they are there, we know that this thing can never end because they are still active and maybe recruiting more young men. As we talk, you talked about you know, them relocating, and when they relocate, you find out that they also enforce. There's this enforcement. So I want to know how you handle this information when you get there.
That investigative journalism can even lead you to writing a book. So I'm throwing it back to when you see, when I come out like this, give press briefing, or when you hear story, dig deep. Dig deep. According to one church program I used to attend, dig deep and come and feed us. That is how we are partners in progress. I'm giving it back to you, journalists. When you hear information like this, dig deep. Just pick on one suspect. You can give him 5 years of followership, and you see the kind of marvelous things you will going to compare. However, we are limited, like I always say, by information. Once we are having information, we dig. If you remember, most of the crimes that were committed even before I came, we make sure that we dig deep and bring them out. A lot of kidnap cases that happened before I came here, but I challenged the arrest, and we have unraveled most of them. You understand what I'm saying? We need assistance from the crime to partner with us. Call me. See, I want to investigate this person. Even just a mere neighbor. Oh, you don't know how this boy wears clothes. Let me see how he folds his clothes. And you will see, you'll be shocked the kind of thing you will recover. Or when you just stay here, you pick information from one man, whenever chop well for Facebook, you come and blow it up. Or you come here, come meet commissioner. No. I want to challenge you on investigative journalism.
Yes. Another one is this. I'm sorry. this issue that happened, this medical doctor that was kidnapped 3 days ago, and then the NMA, Doctors Association, now issued this threat that they were shutting down until this man was released. And it was like this. It happened on Friday, Saturday, the threat came. Then just Sunday, we heard that the police had, that the man was rescued, and whoever was the culprit was arrested, and so on. And we were thinking, some people were now saying that how fast did the police? How was the information
just 3 days?
Yes, get to the police that they were able to act, swiftly like this, and then succeeded in arresting and then rescuing others.
Madam, accepting you don't know the activities of Nigerian police and our limitations, accepting you don't know the effectiveness of the Anambra State Police Command. Maybe that is why you're asking this question. We don't wait for threats. Picketing is a normal national labor. They can say, oh, we are not opening, we are going on strike. Nobody held us to the jugular. Somebody was kidnapped, and we reacted, and luckily, people were. But there are a lot of rescues we make. It's just that we limit a lot of things. It's not that I don't want Anambra to be hyped as an insecure state. As most times I limit press people. I can't remember the last time I heard a press. Again, when was the last time we heard this kind of thing?
That was last year.
It's not like we are not having success. Am I understood?
Yes, sir.
But I don't want a situation where when you call Anambra, people will think Anambra is one hollow, insecure. But the other things that we are enjoying, we held one of the best elections ever held in this country, Anambra State. One of the best Christmases that have ever been enjoyed in recent time, Anambra State. Easter, Anambra. Hype those things. Am I understood? Very good.
Over.
So, madam, no one understand with you.
Aisha and Orutugu, they filed a lawsuit against Hope Jackson Hospital.
A lawsuit?
Yes.
The matter is in court. What do you want me to say? About the matter in court. Those are operational strategies.